Marketplace, the Yarn Bazaar has raised 15 crore rupees in a pre-Series A round led by the Rajiv Dadlani Group and Equanimity Ventures. The round has also witnessed participation from family offices of Aryan Patni, Ekta Kapoor of Balaji Films, Ritesh Malik of Innovate, Akrit Vaish of Haptic, Sumit Srivastava of Spocto, among others. The funding will primarily be used to solidify its senior leadership team, expand operations and activate its existing strong inbound pipeline. Joining us now to discuss the growth plan is Pratik Gadia, the founder and CEO of the Yarn Bazaar, and also with me, my colleague Ritu. Pratik, thank you so much for joining us on Startup Street today. You're a one-stop solution for all yarn-related requirements. So talk to us about the services you have on offer and how are you creating value for your yarn sellers and buyers, and also tell us why you picked the yarn market.
Sure, thanks for having me here. So the Yarn Bazaar is a managed marketplace, but it's a purpose-led B2B managed marketplace for yarn. One of the main reasons why we chose yarn was because, it's not just a raw material for textile products, it's also a building block for all the textile products. So whether it's the clothes we wear, whether it's your home furnishing materials like your bed sheets, pillow covers, curtains, whether it's technical textiles like your car seat covers, you go to a restaurant, the table mats, everything around us is made up of textiles. And all of these products are made up of nothing but yarn. So like, for example, the shirt I'm wearing, there's no other element, which contributes a major cost factor other than yarn. So we felt that if you look at the Indian textile industry, it's a very large industry, large market size, significant employment generation, significant contribution to GDP and to exports. But if you look at the structure of the industry, it's 85%, led by MSMEs and SMEs. So it's a highly decentralized, highly unorganized industry, and which is where we felt that if we can empower the small buyers and suppliers in the yarn ecosystem, automatically the value chain downstream, which is a fabric and apparel, everything gets like a great boost. So our mission is to empower the smaller yarn buyers and suppliers in the country.
All right. Hi, this is Ritu. This $2 million that you've raised. If you could tell us what your plans are for expansion using this fresh capital that you have.
Sure, Ritu. So far we were, operating very frugally with cost-efficient matrix. We had a very small team and we were based out of Mumbai. With the closure of this round, we've shifted our office to Bangalore. We're building a much larger team now. The idea is to double down on tech product as well as ops team. So to kind of increase our outreach. And, we've always had a very healthy inbound demand pipeline. But because of lack of bandwidth and, not a proper technology like a full stack solution out there, we were unable to activate them. So with this round, the idea is to double down on ops, and build a larger team with respect to ops and tech talent.
Double down on ops and build a larger tech team of tech talent. So you have a bunch of offerings on your service. So take us through the kind of demand that you're seeing for them. What's the traction you're seeing for your online platform? And how do you plan to increase your presence? What's the average order value you're seeing at this current point in time?
Sure. So we are a full stack solution. We offer everything from discovery, QC, transactions, advisory, market intelligence, and also fulfillment. Very soon we're going to start with supply chain financing also. So one thing that really differentiates us is that we are a marketplace where the entire business has been paid upfront pre-shipment by our buyers. Our buyers who historically get 30, 60, 90, 120 days of credit in the market, when they work with us, they pay us 100% advance pre-shipment. Imagine a buyer who's having severe working capital issues. The only reason they will pay us advance is if they value our services, which is the full stack solution part of things. So our inbound pipeline has been great, and the activations have also been great. So our average order values, historically, since we've operated, it's been about 20 lakhs or so. So which means that we are doing large volume transactions. We don't do smaller ticket sizes of 5-10 lakhs or so.
So, Pratik, this full stack model that you spoke about, how does this work? How does this work in terms of business sense? Your revenue, where does it come from? And if you could take us through your current financials and what kinds of revenue and profitability you're currently clocking.
Sure. So the biggest benefit for a buyer is that as a full stack solution, we assure them of low, very attractive prices, very good quality, and on time in full delivery. So the basic value proposition is QCD, which is quality, cost, and delivery for our buyers. And for our suppliers, we assure them of regular orders, quantity orders, and 100% advance payment. which is like a big tangible benefit for both the buyers as well as the suppliers. Now, so far, we've done about 370 crores worth of transactions, and we started the business in July 2019. So primarily, build the business in COVID times. And during COVID, the market had huge working capital issues. So, pulling in large order volumes and, average order values of 19-20 lakhs during that time is significant in terms of, reflects on our business model and the value that the buyers and suppliers derive out of it. This year, our projection is to do 3.5x of our last year numbers. And again, 3.5x is going to be accelerated with the closure of this round, which is going to help us with respect to increase in our outreach.
Right. The yarn industry works largely on credit, and one of your differentiators is the fact that the buyers have to pay in advance. Tell us, what's the opportunity you see right now? How big is this industry, and what's the plan going forward?
Sure. So just in India alone, the yarn industry is roughly around $40 billion. So it's a very large industry for sure. And if you look at the global landscape, it's much larger. So beyond $250 billion or so. And it's growing at a good rate. If you look at technical textiles, like, medical textiles, industrial textiles, they are having a very high CAGR. And the next 5 years, we see a great opportunity, coming out of China plus one, Bangladesh to classic from the LDC status in 2026, which is least developed countries. Right, so the opportunity is great for sure. The market is very large, and of course, see, our value proposition current is QCD, where we're expecting the buyers to pay us upfront. But very soon we're going to start with supply chain financing also, which means the buyers will get credit, but it will be the credit provided by NBFC partners that we have on board for supply chain financing, which is basically procurement financing for our buyers. So that itself is going to accelerate our transactions because now we're not limited just by the buyer to pay us upfront.
Well, Pratik, that's a significant opportunity you've outlined. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts here on CNBC TV18 and joining us on Startup Street. On that note, I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio.
Yes, with that, Ritu, it's time for us to take a short break. But coming up, what does the India market potential look like, and which sectors are rapidly adopting venture debt? A special conversation.
Thoughts here on CNBC.
Pay us upfront, but very soon.
Well, Pratik, that's a significant opportunity you've outlined. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts here on CNBC. Well, Pratik, that's a significant opportunity you've outlined. Thank you.